Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. How is everybody? How's Ustad Abdullah?
I'm very good, thank you.
Ustad Abdullah?
Are you okay? MashaAllah.
I hope Ramadan is going good for everybody.
Yes.
Everybody's enjoying the Ramadan and making the most of Ramadan. Ustad Abdullah, quickly, let's get to the point of Hazrat Ali radiallahu ta'ala, where we left off. So, one day, a person came to Hazrat Abbas and he was just going to buy stuff, and he seen a man and a woman and a child front of the Kaaba prostrating and doing different things.
Yes.
Right? So in front of the Kaaba, the Prophet ﷺ, Khadija radiallahu ta'ala anha, and Hazrat Ali radiallahu ta'ala anha, those three people would go front of the Kaaba and they would prostrate and they would, do the normal rituals.
Yes.
Which was not normal amongst the people.
Yes.
So a person that came to buy something from Hazrat Abbas, he actually later becomes Muslim, but at that point he says, what are they doing there? What are these actions?
I've never seen these actions.
So Hazrat Abbas said, this is my nephew and he is prostrating and he's praying to the Lord of the skies and the heavens, and it's only those three. And he thought about it, this person, he went back. Afterwards, when he became a Muslim, he made a statement. He said, I wish I was the fourth with them.
Subhanallah, because he witnessed that.
Yeah, he witnessed that action. So Hazrat Ali radiallahu ta'ala anhu spent his entire, when he's growing up with the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam and Hazrat Khadija radiallahu ta'ala anha.
Because he was with them at such a tender age, he never ever prostrated to a idol in any way.
Ustad Abdullah, Hazrat Ali radiallahu ta'ala anhu was the eyes and the ears of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam.
Yes.
He would go out, and one of the qualities of Hazrat Ali radiallahu ta'ala anhu was that he could read people. And it's so amazing that he'd go out to see which person or which people have come to Makkah and they're actually looking to find out about Islam.
Yes.
And do you know what? The great Abu Dhar al-Ghifari radiallahu ta'ala anhu accepted Islam from Hazrat Ali. Hazrat Ali radiallahu ta'ala anhu identified him.
Yes.
And he was unique in the skill of identifying people and reading people. And he read that Abu Dhar al-Ghifari has come for something.
Yes.
And he's taken Abu Dhar to the Prophet. He accepts that. This was Hazrat Ali radiallahu ta'ala anhu. Do you know, Ustad Abdullah, on the time of the migration, and it's the famous story we hear about Hazrat Abu Bakr and Hazrat Prophet ﷺ going through through the mountains and spend that time, the 3 day. But what did Hazrat Ali play in this part? Do people actually know what Hazrat Ali radiallahu ta'ala anhu played? He actually risked his own life for the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam when he sallallahu alaihi wasallam left from Makkah. Remember, they tried to assassinate the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam.
That night, who was in his bed?
Who was in his bed without any condition, without thinking twice? When the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam told Hazrat Ali radiallahu ta'ala anhu to sit, take his place in the bed, come on, man. You would say, well, my life is in stake. Why would I want to do that for? People straight away, when you say, well, you're starting, I've got kids.
He agreed straight away. And he also says, that night, I had the best sleep of my life.
Yeah. And when the baddies and the munafiqs and the
the Qurayshis
and the disbelievers came to assassinate Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Hazrat Ali's life was in question, because they could have killed him. They could have assassinated him.
Because that time a lot of murders were going on and they were going around murdering a lot of people.
And Hazrat Ali, due to that reason, Hazrat Ali could not be a part of the journey of the Prophet ﷺ going through the migration. He had to stay back. And this was the quality of Hazrat Ali radiallahu ta'ala. Whatever the Prophet ﷺ had told him to do, he would do. So Hazrat Ali radiallahu ta'ala anhu actually spent that night in that room, in that bed, and he took the Prophet ﷺ's place.
And that shows the tawakkul of Ali radiallahu
anhu. Subhanallah. Do you know what, Ustad Abdullah? He actually walked it through the mountains to get to Medina on his own.
Allah.
And the Prophet ﷺ, when Prophet ﷺ got to Medina, he was waiting for Hazrat Ali radiallahu ta'ala anhu. He hasn't arrived. And when Hazrat Ali radiallahu ta'ala anhu arrived, his feet were sore.
And they were hurting.
It was hurting. And you know what? This is the love Hazrat Ali radiallahu ta'ala anhu had for Rasulullah sallallahu, and the love for Islam. And he would, I don't know what to say. People think he was like a luxurious man. He was a man of poverty.
Subhanallah,
he lived a life of poverty. Even in the early stages of his life, growing up, and his father, till even now, even after, he was still in poverty. So Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, you know, and we also read that, you know, when Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam made the Makkans and the Medina people brothers, paired them up.
Yes.
Right.
He didn't have no one to pair, because he came at the end.
Yeah.
He had no one.
And he was like, kind of, what's going on, man? Why don't I get paid?
He goes to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam and complains, "Oh Prophet of Allah, because I came late. Everyone's got their brethren, and me here, I've got no one to be brothers with here." Yeah. And then the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, "You can be my brother." Subhanallah. When Ali radiallahu anhu heard that, he was rejoicing, and he was so happy, thinking that what can be better than this?
Subhanallah. And that's the trust that Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam had within Hazrat Ali radiallahu ta'ala anhu. Ustad Abdullah, on this note, obviously we've got a minute left before we finish. As quick few lessons.
No, producer, very fast with the minute, isn't
I know. He's always showing us this one finger. I hope he doesn't show us any more fingers. Yeah? Just the one finger he's showing us, yeah? Right? So, last time he showed us 3 fingers, I thought he meant 3 minutes.
Stop it now, stop it. No. We're on YouTube.
Yeah, no. He showed us 3 fingers. We thought it was 3 minutes. It was actually 30 seconds.
30 seconds, yeah. Huh? And we were taking it easy. Yeah. And then he got angry with us. And he goes, "Hey, you showed us 3 minutes. We thought 3 minutes."
Subhanallah. The lessons learned from these 2 lesser stories so far: the love, the trust, and poverty. Despite living in poverty, not expecting to live a lavish life, but yet,
inshallah, in the next lesson we will learn about his heroism.
Yeah, of course.
What kind of brave,
and how he was related to Prophet even intensely, about his further relationships with Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. On this note, assalamu alaikum
wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.